So we all know that market research plays a very important role before starting any kind of business. However, for a new entrepreneur, market research is very important because it not only helps in creating a new product or in improving the existing product, but in also getting an external investment when it comes to approaching the investors. So in this video, we are going to discuss what are the types of market research, what are some of the basic terminologies that every entrepreneur should know. तो आज के वीडियो में हम काफ़ी सारी चीज़ें सीखने वाले हैं मार्केट रिसर्च से रिलेटेड, क्योंकि मार्केट रिसर्च एक काफ़ी जेनेरिक चीज़ है जिसके अंदर काफ़ी सारे टाइप्स है, काफ़ी सारे मेथड्स है, जिसके काफ़ी सारे एडवांटेजेस है, काफ़ी सारे डिसएडवांटेजेस भी है। तो वो सब हम आज की वीडियो में सीखेंगे। So guys, my name is Siddhant and I'm an entrepreneur consultant, and today we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is market research for a startup founder. And these techniques will be useful for even an aspiring entrepreneur who aspires to start his own business, or even a small or medium scale businessman who is already running his small business but he wants to expand to different sectors and he wants to understand the customer even better. Market research is very underrated amongst the new startup founders, and काफ़ी बार नए founders avoid करते हैं market research करना, personal face to face interview करना customers से, क्योंकि शायद वो rejection से डरते हैं and they don't want to face rejections and no's in the beginning of their journey. Now moving on to the first step. Now market research is generally done in two steps. First, understand the market in terms of the business, in terms of competitors, in terms of the potential market size. And the second step is understand your consumers, your audience, and the demographics. So first we'll talk about understanding the potential market size. Now, to understand the potential market size, there are three terms that are used: TAM, SAM, and TM. Now what are TAM, SAM, and TM? You can see in the chart that TAM is the total addressable market, that is the total market or the total amount of potential customers for that product. Now SAM is already serviced available market. Now these are the customers who are already served by the existing service providers or the existing companies. And TM is the target market, that is your audience that you're looking forward to target maybe in your first year or lifetime. Now this is the first thing that you need to do, is you need to understand the potential size of the market, because if the market by itself is very small, then even if you're the market leader, the company is eventually gonna be small. तो आपको ये understand करना काफ़ी important है कि total consumers कितने हैं इस सेगमेंट में और टोटल कॉम्पिटिटर्स या टोटल सर्विस प्रोवाइडर्स कितने हैं इस सेगमेंट में। तो आपको इससे पता चल जाएगा कि आपकी कंपनी की ग्रोथ कितनी हो सकती है और क्या आप इस मार्केट में एंटर कर सकते हो, बिकॉज मेनी टाइम्स मेनी मार्केट्स लाइक e-commerce आर ऑलरेडी सैचुरेटेड एंड दे हैव सो मेनी बिग प्लेयर्स दैट a small company cannot even think of entering the e-commerce. Now once you have all the TAM, SAM and TM written down, now once you have your target market fixed, you need to move on to the competitors. आपको competitors भी list करने पड़ेंगे. So now write down all the successful startups or the successful service providers in that market, all the failed ones, and all the strong competitors. Now this will help you understand what are the features that they are providing, why are the customers getting attracted to them, and maybe what are the things that they are lacking, and why are the customers not using them. So you need to list down both the lists, one of the strong competitors, that is the successful ones, and one of the failed ones. Also many times market में काफ़ी सारे direct नहीं होके indirect competitors भी होते हैं. So you need to also list down which are the indirect competitors as well, who might not directly cater to the customer or the target market that you are initially thinking of, but who indirectly affect and who indirectly serve that target market. I'm also going to list a link to a tool called SEM Rush Explorer in the description box below, which you can use to carry out the market research even more effectively. So when you study your potential customers or the audience, you need to understand a few basic things. You need to understand the customer segmentation and also the target audience. You need to divide the audiences or the customers in various segments based upon maybe their affordability, on their age groups, on their location, on their exposure, and also on their interests. Now once you have the interest, the age, and all the demographical information you have, you need to make a user persona for your customer. So you can see a user persona here as well, where the age, the location, the marital status, the affordability, the income, his lifestyle, and everything, even his health problems are also mentioned in the user persona. Now this will help you understand the customer even better, and it will also help you find a niche that you need to target, a niche in terms of customer segment. Now, a very important thing that many people miss is studying the competitors' consumer demographics. So suppose अगर मुझे एक toy shop खोलनी है, तो I'll definitely research the toys. I'll definitely research my consumer base. But what I need to research is, if there is a toy shop in my area, then what are the consumer demographics for that toy shop? And it is very easy. तो suppose आप एक toy shop खोलना चाहते हैं, तो just go and stand outside any toy shop in your locality and just observe what age group or what type of consumers are coming in that toy shop, and what is the price range of the toys, and what are the type of toys that they are buying. So understanding the consumer demographics of your competitors is very important, that you should not miss. Now, as I've talked about the benefits of having a thorough market research in terms of raising more funds from the investors, I'll just elaborate on why is it advantageous when you go to an investor with a thorough market research. Now, firstly, if you go to an investor and you have a quality research done, a quality market research done, then it indicates the dedication, the commitment of the entrepreneur. It also indicates the understanding of the business and also the sector of the entrepreneur, and this instills a sense of confidence in the investors who are putting the money. We know that there are two types of investors. एक होते हैं angel investors और एक होते हैं venture capitalists. Angel investors are the ones who put in their money, and venture capitalists are the ones who invest money from a fund that they have generated from high net worth individuals, right? So the second point is, when you go to an investor with a great quality of market research, you reduce the burden on that investor, and that also instills a confidence, and that makes him happy. Because if I'm an angel investor and मुझे अपना पैसा लगाना है, so I'll make sure that the target market is good and the entrepreneur by himself understands the target market very well. And if I'm a venture capitalist, then I'll be even more cautious, because venture capitalists invest a huge amount of money, and also the money that the venture capitalists invest is not theirs. It is from a pool that they have collected from high net worth individuals. So they are basically investing someone else's money. So they need to be cautious, and they need to take enough precautions before investing that money. So if you have a good quality of research, that would reduce their work, and that would also make them happy, giving you an edge in terms of raising money. Now we have talked about what are the two basic types of market research, that is in terms of potential competitors and potential size of the market, and one is in terms of consumer demographics. So as per the management studies or the business studies, market research is actually divided into two things: primary and secondary. Primary is something that you are collecting firsthand via phone calls, interviews, video calls, surveys, and secondary is something that you are using which is already publicly available, maybe from the reports or the social community platforms, or anything like from the databases as well. And these primary and secondary datas are again classified into qualitative and quantitative. Now, what is qualitative and what is quantitative? Qualitative is a data which is descriptive in nature, which is theoretical in nature, which is summative in nature, and it is mostly based upon emotional and psychological thinking of the consumer. And quantitative data, as we know, which means something that we can quantify, is in the form of numbers, graphs, databases, and charts, right? So it is something that is statistical and that is based on the ground reality in terms of numbers and facts. Now, getting the quantitative data right is very easy if you refer to some of the government databases or some reputed reports. Then it is very easy if you use the references as well. But many first-time startup founders, they falter in the qualitative research. Now, this qualitative research holds very important value when you're creating some product or service for the customers. And asking the right questions and asking the right amount of questions and right form of questions makes a huge difference on the quality of the data that you collect. I'll give you a few tips on how to collect the primary data, और आपको consumer research first hand कैसे करनी है, तो उसके ऊपर मैं आपको कुछ tips दूंगा. Now, the first step is start with curiosity and empathy. Whenever you talk to a person, make sure that you are curious enough to learn new things, and you have enough empathy to empathize with his feelings or his thinking and his behavior. Curiosity और empathy होना काफ़ी important है conversations के वक्त, because if you don't have curiosity And if you don't have empathy, you will not dig into deep conversations, and that will again lead to shallow data. So there is a basic framework which is widely used by many large interviewers, anchors, many large media personalities, and many people who conduct podcasts as well. Now, the first thing is push of the solution. The second thing is pull of the new solution. The third is the habits holding the consumer from adopting the new solution. And the fourth is anxieties of the new solution. Now, what is push of the solution? Now, push of the solution मतलब ऐसी क्या मजबूरी है that is pushing the customer out from the existing solutions to look for the new solutions. This is push of the solution. Now, what is pull of the solution? Pull of the new solution is what are the unique features that the new solution provides which is attracting the potential customers towards them. Third, what are the habits that are holding back the customers? Now, this may be based upon their cultural values, or maybe their level of thinking, or maybe their previous experiences that is holding them back from trying out a new product. And the fourth thing is anxieties about the new product. It's quite obvious that why would a person trust a new company, a small startup, if they claim of providing a solution to some severe problem, right? Now, another main thing is ask the right questions. अगर आप सही सवाल पूछोगे तो आपको सही जवाब मिलेगा. If you don't ask the right questions, you will end up collecting a lot of unnecessary data which is useless, right? And which is also shallow. So what you get depends upon what you ask. If you ask quality questions, you will get a quality data. The first and the foremost thing that you need to remember is ask open-ended questions. Don't ask close-ended questions which end up with yes or no. Ask open-ended questions जो conversation को lead करते हैं, जो एक deep talk को lead करते हैं. So ask open-ended questions in which the person, the consumer, will end up explaining himself and justifying himself, his behavior or his thinking or his logic. And the second most important thing is I've seen many new entrepreneurs who approach the consumers while interviewing them as a salesperson of his product or his company, and he approaches them as if he's pitching his product. Often he ends up asking leading questions to the consumer and therefore he gets false data. तो leading questions मत पूछिए. अगर मुझे आपको AC प्रमोट करना है तो मैं आपको ये नहीं बोलूँगा कि बहुत गर्मी है बाहर. So you will naturally end up saying कि yes, there's a lot of heat और मुझे AC चाहिए. बट आपको अंडरस्टैंड करना है कि एक कंज्यूमर के माइंड में क्या थिंकिंग है, क्या लॉजिक है कि उसको AC खरीदना है या नहीं खरीदना है. सो आई होप यू हैव अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज मार्केट रिसर्च एंड व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मार्केट रिसर्च एंड व्हाट आर द डिफरेंट मेथड्स ऑफ कंडक्टिंग मार्केट रिसर्च एंड व्हाट यू नीड टू इम्प्रूव टू गेट a good quality data out of a person, right? However, इसमें काफ़ी सारे एडवांस्ड फ्रेमवर्क्स भी है जैसे कि प्रोडक्ट मार्केट फिट, प्रॉब्लम सोल्यूशन फिट, बिजनेस मॉडल कैनवास, विच आर अ लॉट मोर एडवांस्ड एंड टेक्निकल. Actually, each and every framework like product market fit or problem solution fit or business model canvas will need a whole video in itself. तो ये सब हम आने वाले वीडियोज़ में ज़रूर डिस्कस करेंगे. आज के लिए इतना ही रखते हैं. अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया तो लाइक करिए, शेयर करिए, कमेंट करिए. आपको जो टॉपिक्स चाहिए वो नीचे कमेंट में बताइए. आपको अगर कुछ डाउट्स होंगे तो वो कमेंट में बताइए, वो हम ज़रूर सॉल्व करेंगे. और अगर आप इस चैनल पर नए हैं तो सब्सक्राइब करिए, बेल आइकन हिट करना भूलना मत, क्योंकि मैं हर रोज़ नई वीडियोज़ लेके आता रहता हूँ. और शेयर करिए, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा अपने दोस्तों के साथ शेयर करिए. तो चलिए फिर मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में. तब तक के लिए टेक केयर, गुड बाय, बाय.